Hello and welcome to Web Chrony Online YouTube channel. Today's video is about boolean and object. Boolean and object are data type in JavaScript, and in today's lesson we will learn how to declare variables of data type boolean and object, and we will also look at how to manipulate objects. Without wasting much time, let's jump into the video. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now let's begin. So beginning with the boolean data type, it is just a matter of true or false. So to declare a variable of data type boolean, we can use any of our keywords, and I will say is true as the name of my variable, and I will just assign true. I can also create another one and say let not true equal to false. So if I call type of into bracket is true, I get boolean. Now what do you think will happen if I put the true or false in quotes? If you guess that the data type will be string, then your guess is accurate. Now let's do this. So let true string equal to true, and if I call type of into bracket true string, I'll get string. All right, so that will be all for boolean. Without wasting much time, let's jump to object. Okay guys, so at this point of the lesson we will take a look at object. An object is a data type in JavaScript that contains key value pairs where each value can be accessed using its corresponding key. It is a nice way of collecting and organizing related data. In this lesson, we will learn how to create an object, how to access its properties, and how to manipulate the object. Without any further delay, let's begin. So I'll use my let keyword and declare a variable called person. To declare a variable of data type object, we use the curly bracket. And like I stated earlier, it is a key value pair. So I'll have my first key name separated by a semicolon. I'll bring my value, which is John Snow. Now because we said it is a collection of related data, I can collect more data that can be stored to the person variable. So I can collect the age, and let's say John Snow is 30. Then let's say is married, and is married, let's set that one to false, like this. So if I call person, I will obtain this object with this kind of values. The first thing that we are going to work on the object is accessing the object properties. Accessing the object properties. There are two ways of accessing properties of an object. The first one is called the dot notation, and the second one is called the bracket notation. So with the dot notation, what we do is we call the object, we bring a period or a full stop followed by the property we wish to access. I can also do the same for, let's say, age, like this. The second way of accessing properties of an object is to use the bracket notation, and in the bracket notation we call the object followed by a bracket, and in a quote we write the name of the key that we wish to access, or the property that we wish to access. I can also do same for other properties. Let's say is married, like this, then I'll get the false. So this is how we access properties of an object. The next method that we are going to talk about is modifying properties. There are three ways of modifying properties of an object. We have the dot notation, the bracket notation, and then the spread operator. Let's take a look at each one of them. So with the dot operator, we call the object followed by a period or a full stop, then the property that we wish to change, an equal sign, and then the new value. So let's say John Doe, like this. So when next I call person, instead of John Snow, I will get John Doe, because the value for the key name has changed from John Snow to John Doe. I can do the same for, let's say, age. Now let's say John Snow is 33 years. So if I call person, I will get John Doe to be 33 years, or the value for age to be 33. The next approach to modifying an object is to use the bracket notation. And with the bracket notation, I'll call the object followed by a bracket and then a quote. In the quote, I'll call, let's say, age, and reassign it to 34 this time around. So if I call person, I'll get age of John Doe to be 34. I can also use the same method to change the name. So let's say this time around I'm changing the name back to John Snow. So John Snow, like this. Now the last method of modifying the property of an object is the spread operator. And with this spread operator, we reassign the object. Okay, then we modify the property that we wish to change. So I'll call person, bring equal sign, bring my curly braces, bring 3 dots, that is the spread operator, and then person. So if I call name and change it to, let's say, Sansa Stack, when I call person, person is now Sansa Stack. Now with this same spread operator, we can use it to add more properties. Okay, so now we will move on to adding more properties. So to add more properties using the spread operator, I can just call the object and reassign it to bring the spread operator person, comma, then I will say title and assign it to Queen in the North, like this. So if I call person, I now have a new property called title of value Queen in the North. Another method of adding a property to an object is to use either the dot notation or the bracket notation. So let's try the dot notation. I'll call person dot, let's say, husband, and I will assign it to Tyrion Lannister, like this. So when I call person, I'll get a property husband with value Tyrion Lannister. Now the last way of adding a new property to an object is to use the bracket notation. And with the use of the bracket notation, I'll say person, and I'll bring my bracket, my square bracket, by the way, my quotation, and let's say nickname, and I'll assign it to little bird, like this. So if I call person, I should get nickname, which is little bird, as we can see. Now the next method that we are going to talk about is removing properties from an object. So the properties that we added, some properties can also be removed from an object, and we use the delete keyword for this. So I'll call the delete keyword, then I will use either the dot notation or the bracket notation. So beginning with the dot notation, I can say person dot husband, like this. And when it returns true, then it means that the property has been removed. So if I call person again, I will not find the husband. I can also use the bracket notation to remove a property from an object. So let's do that. Delete person bracket, let's delete nickname like this. So once it returns true, it means that the property nickname has been deleted. Is that okay? So let's see, person, and the property nickname too has been deleted from the object. Now the last but one method that we are going to talk about is getting all the keys in an object. So we bring the object keyword. In this case, we capitalize the first letter, then we bring dot keys into bracket, then the object that we wish to find the keys is passed as a parameter in the bracket. So I'll say person, and now it will return an array of all the keys in the object. Now I can do same for the values, and that is the last method that we are going to talk about, finding the values contained in a particular object. So with the object keyword dot values, passing the person object as a parameter, it will return an array of all the values in the object. Thank you very much for watching the video to this very end. I appreciate your time a lot. Kindly like this video if you learned a thing or two. Post your question in the comment section. I will be very swift in responding to them. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.